Okay, we're live on Facebook. Good morning, ladies. How are you all? This is day 6 of what was a 5-day workshop, and we've had an incredible 5 days. And I have to say, you've seen such amazing results, and the feedback of what each of you are creating. Oh, it just brings me so much joy and happiness. I absolutely love it. And you've seen other success stories over the last couple of days. And today, I want you to meet Nollaig. Nollaig is just such a beautiful human, and I think a lot of you are going to resonate with Nollaig's story because so many of you want to be healers, and so many of you are afraid to be able to bring money in. You're afraid of judgment. So if I know anybody's story is going to be relatable, I know for sure it's going to be Nollaig's. So Nollaig, do you want to start off by introducing yourself to the group?
I will indeed. Hi everybody. I'm Nollaig Hurley. I'm living in County Kerry, married to James, fabulous husband, and 2 beautiful children most of the time. I'm an SNA, so I'm a special needs assistant, my day job, and I'm also a bioenergy therapist and have a qualification in emotional freedom technique as well, as an emotional freedom technique practitioner. So yes, I suppose in a quick nutshell, that's me. But coming to Joanne, I suppose just starting off where I was back in August, I think we made the connection. Yeah. I remember seeing an interview with you and Edwina, who you'll be having on after, and we're great buddies now. But I remember going, wow, I need a Joanne in my life. And I was on the phone straight away to Edwina going, who is that? And of course, we made our connection anyway. And you being you, Joanne, it was like there was no waiting about. You're doing it? Yes, 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 straight away. And I actually had said yes before I realized I had said yes almost. But then the fear of going, how am I going to afford this kicked in? And it was like, because at the moment, our new house is built, but at the time we were building, and of course, like mortgage, we have our own house that we're in, which we have a mortgage, and mortgage is flying left, right, and center. And I was going, how am I going to say this to James? And not that it was $1 million or anything, or €1 million, but it was just, I suppose, going through that at that time. As you know, when you're building, everything you're putting into it. But I kind of stopped and I said to myself, I need this. If I don't, I'm going to stay where I am. And staying where I am wasn't an option for me because I wanted to move forward. I was in the middle of doing my bioenergy therapy course. I had done the emotional freedom technique course done. And I also had done the integrated energy therapy. So that was that. And I remember saying to you, Joanne, anyway, coming back to that because I'm skipping forward, I went for it. Money came again, like I was like, where's it going to come from? It came and I managed. It was the best decision of my life because, again, if I didn't go for it, I know for a fact I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you, talking to others, telling my story. And as you already know, Joanne, what was one of my biggest fears when I started with you? Going live on. So I'm here.
She fought me about going live. I will say stubbornness, like a bold child.
Oh my God, it was such a fear of mine. You have no idea. Even I remember saying to you, Joanne, I have my Facebook page set up for my new business. And I probably at that time, I was probably saying it's the worst thing I ever said to you. But looking back now, it was the best thing. Because my Facebook page was set up. It was on private. There was nothing on it, only the name. And I remember sitting with you one day and you said to me, that Facebook page you have on private? I said, yes. We're like, I want you to publicize it. I want you to send it into the group and I want you to publish it. I actually, even now thinking of it, the palpitations I had at the time, it was so scary. And what was so scary about it was, I suppose everything came at me then, all these emotions, these self-beliefs that I have, the judgments. What would people think of me? I suppose energy healing, I wouldn't say it's the most popular business going out there. So it's not everybody knows about it. Some people are really, really into it. Some people might go, oh, where does your one think she's going? Do you know? And they all cropped up. You know, I suppose living in Ireland, everybody knows everybody, especially when you're in rural Ireland and you're in a small community, definitely everybody knows everybody. And you're kind of more inclined to take on what other people think. When you're at that stage, you know, what are they going to think of me? Are they going to think I'm nuts? Who does she think she is? Does she really think she can do that? They all came up. And do you know what? The judgment was coming from nobody, only myself. Totally myself, nobody else. But that day that I published my Facebook page, I can literally say I was excited in one way, but I felt sick the whole day with just those nerves and that fear of being judged. Nobody judged me. I put it out there. The amount of support I got, the amount of people that liked it, the amount of people that sent messages. When I put it out there, I would drop the children to football and there was people coming up to me going, oh my God, Nollaig, congratulations. You know, tell me about it. So it was totally my own doing and this judgment thing that we all go through it, and it still crops up from time to time. And I have to stop myself because my little inner critic is here on my shoulder. And you have to stop that again and stop and kind of nearly almost take yourself out of yourself and look at yourself going, really? You know, and when you do think about it and you do put it into perspective and you do acknowledge it, it does come back to ourselves generally, because probably 99.9%, maybe I won't say 100%, but it is our own judgment that we're holding, nobody else's, and we're making our life worse for ourselves in that respect. So yes, there was those limiting self-beliefs going on that I can't. And again, though, and I've seen, I don't know who it was because I looked back over some of the videos this morning. What if I go for it and I get nobody? I had those, totally had those. You know, what if I put myself out there and nobody comes? Or again, that judgment of, am I good enough? You know, what if I'm not good enough? And I did have that for quite a long time, even though I was doing the course. I was passionate about it, but it's still, my inner critic was there going, you really can't do this because do you know what, you're not good enough. You're just going to show yourself up. And I didn't want that. But then I again stopped and I said to myself, I do want this, you know what, I can do it. And it's just working through all those, you know, working through your inner critic, working through those belief systems, working through that self-judgment. And when you can work through that, anything is possible. And I am just living proof of that. I've been here on alive as it is.
And you're now an international business owner.
Yes, absolutely. And I still have the day job, and I suppose that was a big thing for me. How am I going to go with the day job and do my bioenergy and bring in the emotional freedom technique? There's a way around everything. So I have put in my application to JobShare. I'm not giving up my job just yet. It's still there, but I'm going job sharing this coming August, September. So which means I will be 2 days on 1 week, 3 days on the next week. So the days I will be off, I will be doing my bioenergy, and it'll just bring balance into my life. I will be able to see more people, because at the moment I'm seeing 2 people Monday to Thursday, every day, Monday to Thursday. And it's a bit hectic at the moment, but I know it's where I need to be to get what I want.
Short-term pain.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And it's worth it. You know, sometimes you're kind of going, oh my God, this is just mental. But then again, I stop and say, this is what I want. The end result is coming, you know. So I put in my application for JobShare. That's that. And yes, I have international, which is great. And you know, I spoke to a lady in America. So it's an American lady. Well, she's actually Irish, but living in America. But it was so lovely to be able to speak to somebody that actually knows nothing about me as such, and for her to turn around and say, Nollaig, you're really, really knowledgeable and you're really, really passionate about what you do, and I really want to work with you. And I kind of not stop there and then, but in my own mind going, wow, you know, what I'm doing is working. I am helping others. never in a million years did I think I would, because I didn't have the confidence. I was always that person in a room. I wouldn't be up front, putting my hands up wanting to speak, even though I might want to, but I wouldn't for fear someone would judge me, even though I might be right or I could be wrong. And that'd be worse again if I was wrong. What would people think of me? I couldn't be wrong, you know, and I didn't want people to think I was wrong and to judge me for being wrong. And you know what? We're human. We're going to be wrong at times. We're going to be right. And it's just a case of, do you know what? That's life.
Yeah.
You know?
True. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's just working towards, there's just so many things that have changed for me for the better, even making decisions now. Like before, I might stop and go, can I? But again, I'm thinking and I'm going, yeah, I can. There's nothing stopping me. Like you said, am I going to die? You know, is it illegal? What's the other one? You know,
is it immoral?
Yeah,
does it go against your morals?
So like there's no limit. There is no limit. And me speaking here on a live was a huge fear I had. And I've kicked that out of the way. And I have done lives. And again, yes, right, is that fear going to crop up before you go on a live? Absolutely. But once you start talking and speaking, it actually just drifts away. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. And it's just bringing what you want into life. You know, I even find our relationship at home, you know, even with my husband, my children, it's way better. Way better. Everything is a little bit more calmer, you know. But it's amazing.
That's because you're not fighting yourself anymore, right? Like you're not fighting what you want. You're just it's everything is much more going with the flow because you're doing what you want. You have a lot more confidence in yourself. You believe in yourself, and you even were saying before we went live, Nollaig was saying about the impact it's having on her daughter. Do you want to share that story?
Absolutely. I have here. Do you know, I was just listening through the videos, and I was again just writing down, I suppose, what it was for me. So like with everybody, it's the belief systems, the fears, pushing yourself out there. So I had it written here. Really. Then I left and I went to do something and I came back and my daughter had written, where am I?
Getting a pony.
The opposite, getting a pony. I'm at the opposite side of it. Yes, getting a pony. Now, my daughter, she is just obsessed with horses, obsessed. And to be fair, going back years, she's 10 years of age now, and I suppose she started horse riding at about maybe when she went into primary school, so she was about 5. This child has fear in her, fear like no other sometimes, okay? And she gave up the horse riding for a little while because the fear just set in, and every time she'd go for a lesson, it would just, she'd end up coming off and going to the toilet, and we just left it because there was no point. Then we said, if it comes back and the interest comes back, we'll go with it again. So it did come back and we left it for a little bit, but it was still there. I was like, Mom, Dad. So we sent her for lessons again, even though the fear was still there. She's pushed herself through it. And my grandmother has a guest house. My grandmother is 91 years of age. Okay. She is an amazing woman. And I'll always say, they don't make them like her anymore. She has loads of help, but it's what's keeping her alive. She has a guest house with 12 bedrooms. She reared 9 children. Her husband, my grandfather, died when he was 51 with cancer.
Oh my God.
She had the guest house and they had a family pub as well at the time. So if there's anyone that's like a rock, it's her. And to this day, she's getting ready for her tours come March. She's getting ready and everybody rallied around her and they're doing the jobs for her, but that's what keeps her alive. And she's pushing it. She's pushed her way through life. You know, she hasn't sat back and kind of went, I can't do this. And you know, if she was the type of woman now to give up her guest house, she'd be gone. She's 91 and 92 years of age. If she gave that up, she'd be gone. But our daughter, last summer decided, I want to work at Men's. So we said it, and it was actually my aunt said, because I said maybe she's a little bit young, but my aunt said, bring her down, let her come down and she can do little jobs. So she did, and she was going down every single day and she was getting her pocket money for it. All that money is going into her credit union book or a pony. And she ain't giving up on that dream. It's not a dream. It's there. Like
She's
it's there.
declared it.
Yeah, she has, and she's declared it on paper yet again today.
She knows.
So
She
she
knows.
does.
And you know what? It will show her how to do this, and she will get to rinse and repeat this consistently.
Yeah, and you know what, Joanne, it's the fear as well, because we've two children. One, Paddy, he like a pure boy, head first into everything, think about the consequences after. And it's the total opposite. Come doctors, dentists, it's like, don't know. The fear just kicks in. So like for her to work through that and to work through wanting to be able to get up on a horse again and work through the fear, it's amazing to see it. You know, and it's lovely to see it rub off.
Yeah, definitely. And this is all coming from you. Do you know, you're stemming all from you, and she's watching her mom and she's like, yeah, I want that too. A question for you, because this is coming up an awful lot as a trend throughout the entire workshop, and it's around money, right? So you know this the same way all the other ladies know this, is that it's one of the biggest fears when you're starting off, is that, oh crap, I don't have the money. How am I going to make the money? Where is the money going to come from? And a lot of people want to see the money and have the money before they make a decision.
Yes.
You already had your business pages set up. So for you, because there is some people here that already have their businesses set up and like you, sat on it, right? So how long did it start for you or how long did it take for you to start making money?
When I published, oh my God, speak properly, Nollaig. When I published my page, and I had my integrated energy therapy up there because I was still in training with the bioenergy. I had this message from a lady, nearly almost straight away, wanting to book, no qualms, no questions about it. And I remember, I suppose with the bioenergy, we're taught to check the energetic monetary value of our services, which I did, and it was coming up at €85. It almost straight away, again, that fear, how am I going to charge somebody €85? Because normally all these sessions are 50, €60. And again, I've been taught that what we do is not competition. Who is aligned to you will come to you. So it shouldn't come into it. Go with what that energetic monetary value for your services are. So it was coming up 85 for that session. And I remember saying to my husband, I have this lady who wants to book. And I remember him saying, no, like, are you sure you don't want to charge maybe €60? Keep it, kind of, because everybody else is doing it. And I said, no, I'm going with my €85. And I said, if she's for me, she's for me. And if she's not, she's not. So I went with it. Fine, no problem. There was no questions asked when I told her the price. She went with it. And to this day, she is now doing bioenergy therapy with me. And she is doing it monthly for my price of €100 and would have no problem paying more. I know, because I've spoken to her. I'm good friends with her now at this stage. And yeah, she's no problem paying it. And now her daughter's coming to me as well. She's booked her daughter in. So I'm like going, that's James. Now.
You're like, I'll show you. But isn't that incredible though? Like that you're able to not only declare your price, even though you felt scared, you still went after it anyway. And you've since increased your prices. Yeah.
And like that, if I sat back that time and went, do you know what, James, you're right. And it was probably just fear on his side as well. Do you know, like, I suppose fear that maybe she might run a mile when she hears it for me. But I went with it, and no problem.
Now you've got to thrive in business.
Yeah.
Like your appointments are booked out how far in advance? 2-3 weeks?
I actually have appointments going up to the next 3 weeks. I have slots in between, but like it's working its way out. Yeah. So, and I do like it's and do you know what I do as well? I have my self-image script, which I did and procrastinated quite a lot at the time. I do have that, and I play it every single morning in the car going to work, and I play it every single afternoon coming back from work.
So for anybody that doesn't know what Nollaig's talking about, when we spoke on day 3 about your empowered version of you in the program, we created on a much bigger scale, and it's who you get to step into being, and we teach you how to step into that. So that's part of what Nollaig is talking about, but it is that impactful.
It is. It is. And even the gratitudes and the journaling and all that, it's lovely. And do you know what? I actually, out of all of them, I love the gratitudes. I love doing that. But yeah, it's amazing, really.
So for anyone that's sitting on the fence that is like, I don't know, and they're procrastinating and they're like, should I book a call? Should I not book a call? I don't have the money. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it work. What would you say?
Get off the fence. Get off that fence and make that call. No, it is, because look, that fear is in all of us. You know, what if I pay for this and it doesn't work out? I can't put the work in. You know, you're not going to come on to Joanne and Joanne's not automatically going to wave that magic wand and everything's going to be fine. You have to put the work in yourself. You see, and like the ladies this week in your workshop, they've put in the work and they've seen benefits already. You know, so if you can imagine then having that coaching, you know, that program, what it can do when you get into the program, it's amazing. You know, so get off the fence and make the phone call. The money will sort itself, believe me.
You're living proof of it. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, then we will leave it there. Thank you so much for your time.
And
I absolutely think you're
Joanne.
Amazing. And congratulations for everything. I'm excited to keep watching and see what you do.
Thank you so much. And thank you. Like, it's, as I said, I know I had to put the work in myself, but you were the driving force behind it too, you know, and without that driving force, and like, actually, just before you go, you did mention in one of your videos there about, can you do it yourself or do you need someone behind you? You absolutely need someone behind you. I don't care who you are. Bob Proctor has somebody behind you, you know,
Yes,
everybody has some. So you might think you can do it yourself, but you really need that driving force behind you, because there are going to be times when it's going to be tough. As I said, we've laughed, we've cried. I've cried, and I never did think I would, but I did. And you know, it's just having that support and the group support as well. It's amazing, and you'll always pick up from someone else, and they're, you know, through, you know, weekly what someone else has gone through or what they've achieved. You'll pick up, you know. So it's a no-brainer, to be honest.
Perfect. There, Nollaig said it perfectly. It's a no-brainer. So if you haven't yet booked a call, the link is across the page, everyone. I'll drop it into Nollaig's success story as well. But procrastinating is not going to get you there. Waiting until you feel ready, waiting until you have the money in your hand is not going to happen. Nollaig has just shown you there how quickly it was that she made money when she got out of her own way. And it's allowing somebody in to help you do that. Because like Nollaig said, doing it on her own doesn't work and it's painful. I tried it, you tried it, and
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work. All righty, my lovely. Mwah! Have a brilliant day.